Hey everybody, Dutchsinse here. 1:25 a.m. Central Time on Monday, January 13th, 2014. And we're looking at Earthquake 3D here, which is a USGS feed of the most recent earthquakes. You can see a 6.4 magnitude earthquake struck just off the northwest shores of Puerto Rico, and that's approximately 2 hours ago now. And here are the earthquake statistics. You can see it 17.4 miles deep, and the location again off the northwest shores of Puerto Rico. Now that's too small to produce any kind of wave activity. However, it's very sizable for the area, and we haven't seen anything this size in several years right here in this location. Now the buildup that's occurred, I'm going to go ahead and show you the earthquakes really quick over the last 7 days, and we'll just make this quick earthquake update. And we'll hit refresh on here. This is the full version of Earthquake 3D. You guys can download a free version that's also very similar, just doesn't have the graphics with it. You can see the height of the earthquakes off the globe. That indicates the depth of the earthquake. And so you can see we've had a few, well, minor earthquakes occur in this region here right around the 6.4. And then on either flank, we've had 5.0 earthquakes. So 5.7 off the shores of, looks like southern Mexico, and at the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Also, New Madrid, 2.7 magnitude earthquake right at the border of Arkansas and Tennessee, 3.4 magnitude at Yellowstone Park, and then an earthquake swarm in the Northern California region. Let's just zoom in here, you can see. Okay, we're talking right up here in actually north central California, and that's multiple 4, 3, and 2.0 earthquakes. So this indicates activity along the edge of the North American craton, which is the unsubducted plate. You can see, of course, the 3.4 and the 2.7. If you were to connect those lines, that would take you right along the southern edge, southwest edge of the North American plate, the part that has not been subducted over a long period of time. It's being displaced from the west, and this is just the last 24 hours earthquakes. Let's go ahead and look at the last 7 days really quick. Okay. Now you can see these are just 4.0 and greater internationally. We're still seeing a huge increase in activity in the West Pacific. It goes in waves, so we'll see a lull, and then we'll see times like this where we have multiple 4 and 5.0 earthquakes and cluster points, and that's following that X-class flare activity, M-class flare, and X-class flare activity. I'd say that's not just a coincidence. Okay, when you start to see this earthquake uptick that occurs at the same time as the solar flare uptick. Now, there's not a huge solar flare uptick, but definitely one that was noticeable this past week. And look at the activity. You can connect these dots right along down through Texas, and that is the edge of the craton. Terminating here. Now we just saw a 6.4 down here to the south. I would say we do need to watch up here to the northeast, along the northeast edge of the North American plate over the next week, maybe less. Always have an earthquake plan ready and be prepared, whether you live in the Midwest, whether you live in the Southwest, or in the Northwest. Any one of these areas right now, definitely earthquake prone, and that's of course due to the activity we're seeing around the rest of the planet. And the cluster points are the areas we need to watch for larger earthquake activity. So we have 4.0s here, 5.0s shallow. That means we need to watch this region here for possibly a much larger earthquake in the near-term future. Again, in that week time frame, we need to watch in the cluster areas. That includes Japan, unfortunately. If you really look at this area here, Japan going right south through, let's say, Taiwan, just north of the Philippines. This area in here also showing a huge amount of movement with a couple deep earthquakes happening as well. Be safe, folks. Much love.